Hi there, and thank you for clicking on my video. Going to be covering Styanax and self-procking the new archon mods that are coming out. He only has access to one. The other ones are all elements. This one requires cold, this one requires toxin, electricity, heat, and because of his kit, he's all physical damage with blast elemental. The only one that he's going to have access to is probably the best one for him to have access to. Is Archon Intensify. Plus 30 ability strength. Restoring health with abilities grants 30 ability strength for 10 seconds. You can trigger this surprisingly easy. Honestly, surprisingly easy. With an unranked combat discipline. So you're just slowly taking health. As long as you have health to recover. When you hit something with your 3. Or sorry. With your 2. Theranos Strike. It has health recovery on it. So if you have a very small amount of health drain, you can easily cast this and constantly trigger the Intensify buff, which will then snapshot on your aura. And we'll go over that. Okay. Let's show the interaction. We'll spawn some nerds in. Okay, we lost about 20 health. Try not to pick up an orb. Alright, easy enough. And it triggers. So this is how you would be able to self-trigger for all my solo players. It's definitely a different build style. But that being said, oh, let's show the snapshot. Okay, so we have base. 67 shields per kill. It's all kills that are in an aura. And give or take 4 energy regen. Actually, hold on, I'll redo it. I have mold stacks. Oh, love the simulacrum. 1 second. Okay, so base is 65 shields per kill, 4 energy per second. The 4 energy per second's for you. And the 65 shields are triggered based on kills in an aura and a radius. Not bad. The squad energy recovery is pretty nice. But having it be a little higher would also be pretty nice. And the reason why you would want to run this build is because if you had Archon Intensify triggered, giving you 60, and the Molt Augment stacked, you would be able to armor strip with Combat Discipline. With just say like a what is it, an Augur Secrets would be enough to get you over it, and it would give you a little more shield gating. It would also, when healing, if you can do it without Combat Discipline, if you decide to try to run this, you can strip armor, and I guess I'll go over the math later. But with Corrosive Projection, Molt Augment plus this will easily get you over the cap. So it's food for thought. It's a little conditional, but if you're taking slight health damage, this strategy would be a little better against an infested enemy, where you would be taking slight toxin every now and then. Because obviously, if you're taking health damage, you're probably dead on the steel path with this guy. So something like this would trigger the heal, give you 60. You would then have to stay alive with shield gating. And you would have to be able to manage your energy, so like an efficiency build would probably be somewhat ideal. But it would also buff your energy recovery. So let's show that. How it snapshots. So we have, let's see, 65 energy per, or 65 shields per second. Hold on. 65 shields per second, or 65 shields per kill. Sorry, 65 shields per kill. And 3.9 energy per second. Grab some energy. Alright, so we're gonna heal. Nope, because everything's dead. 1 second. Got our buff. And now we're at 80 shields and 5 energy a second. And obviously having the healing buff up pretty easily, because you can get some pretty insane range on the 2. All it needs to do is hit something and you'll get health back. And as long as you keep killing, you'll be on that bicycle where you're constantly draining health and you're constantly gaining shields. You'll be able to keep the buff up really well, because the more strength you have, the more shields your recovery per enemy hit. Or the more health you recover. So 130, a little more than a third of a health bar, because we're not going to be running a lot of strength, nor a lot of health. So this would be somewhat viable. You would have to be on a bicycle though, like constantly killing and remembering to hit your 2 to get your health back. But if you wanted to run like an Arcane Avenger build, Combat Discipline triggers Arcane Avenger, which with his passive is 46% at base. So it's 46% crit chance, scaled off of whatever the weapon is. So it counts like a point strike or something like that. It scales based off of the crit chance. And then Avenger would be flat. So the percent shields you get is actually pretty good, to be honest. So you get overs. %. So you'll get 70% scaled based off of the base crit that you're working with. It doubles for spear guns, and this works really well with the spear gun that he came out with. The Fentis or the Fuentes. See how it goes up to 92? So use it as a buff. Pick up the Ballistari's Might. You got a nice little buff. You can gain extra ammo. Knocks you up to 28. Buffs reload, that sort of stuff. Lowers recoil, but this weapon has a shit ton of it. But it's a nice little buff. If you decide to do it, more power to you. But that's how you trigger the one thing that you actually can utilize. So food for thought. It's kind of a sweaty build, but you can definitely make it work, and you can definitely get some crit chance out of this thing. Like on his main weapon, you can easily get reds with that sucker. So food for thought. Take it easy, y'all. Thank you for watching my video.